Wednesday's call was a little bit of a special pivot so that we could address this Omi cold. It's an Omi cold, so that we could address this Omicron variant and how cleaning businesses are pivoting to stay afloat, right? To survive and to even turn a crisis into an opportunity. So I'm going to share some of the things we shared on our call. Obviously, those are our paid members. We went into a great deal of detail on the call, but I'm going to just hit a few high points. We had some amazing people on the call helping to share what they're doing in their own company. So Coach Jeannie Henderson, just an absolute powerhouse in our industry. She's an incredible leader. She was on the call and she shared firsthand personal experience of what they're doing right now. And she also shared some things that I forget, right? It's like the curse of knowledge. You know stuff and then you don't do it, or you know stuff and you forget, right? So she shared some things that I have already forgotten, some things my COO needed to hear, things that she's doing in her own company. It was so impactful. It's why she's such a popular coach and why she's so successful in business. And then we had Coach Molly Moran. She also joined us. So two powerhouses were on the call on Wednesday sharing their tips and strategies for pivoting during the Omicron. And Coach Molly Moran is another one of those coaches. It just seems like our members just love working with her. When she coaches people one-on-one, they have a system and a mechanism to go and follow through and create new habits and make the changes in their business that they need. So having these two coaches on with us was just so helpful. And then I invited my COO, Tim Ross, who runs Buckets and Bows Maid Service. And we do $2.6 million run rate right now. Our run rate at 2.6 has been for a couple of months. I'm sure it's going to dip this month, probably significantly during the month of January. But the good news is I know we'll recover and I know we'll come out the other end stronger. We always do because we're surrounded by this amazing community. We have incredible, brilliant coaches like Coach Jeannie and Coach Miley who helped us on that call, and others, of course. So yeah, Amy, the Omni cold. I thought that was kind of fitting because, everybody's like screaming about it, but it really isn't like the last time, but it can't be ignored. It cannot be dismissed. We have to take it seriously, but it's nothing like it was the first time, right? Where it was so dangerous. And now what I am hearing is everyone's going to get this. So instead of us all freaking out and being alarmed, oh no, everyone's going to get it. It's kind of like everyone's going to get the cold. Everyone's going to get Omicron. Oh, I see our coaches. I see Coach Jeannie Henderson is in here. Jeannie Henderson, powerful call with our momentum group. Absolutely a big contributor to that. And then yeah, Jeannie and Molly is quite the dream team for our CBF members. It's like they're so lucky to have access to these brilliant women to pick their brain and get ideas from and get coaching and mentoring and help them achieve bigger and better things for their business and for their personal life. So let me just share a couple of things with you that we shared with our members. I'm not going to go too deep because it's kind of late, but I just have been feeling like it's really important that we share some of these things with our entire cleaning industry. So let me grab some water here. And Jeannie, I'm back on my wine. I'm so excited. I get to have wine again. I've been on a diet and it's kind of exciting. So when all of our pros and our coaches clinic happens next week, I'm actually get to have wine with everybody. You don't know how small things like that make me so happy. So I know, cheers. Oh, goodness gracious. So let's talk about a couple of things. So first of all, before I jump into some tips for you, first of all, if you have not already registered for CBF Live, does anybody know the coupon code for the public? Gosh, I can't remember. I better text Diana and ask her because I don't want anybody sharing the coupon codes that we use for members only. But Hey, Diana, I'm live and I'm promoting CBF Live. What is the current coupon code for everyone to be able to use and get a discount to register? Can you just type that in so I don't have to listen? I'm actually live while I'm leaving you this box. Thanks. You know, she should kill me. Right? So it's like 8 o'clock at night there in Maryland, 8:15, but she's so sweet. She always answers and helps me out with stuff. So anyway, CBF Live, you go to cbflive.com, and register to be a part of the most exciting event of the year, of the century, for residential cleaning business owners. We will have the largest gathering of residential cleaning business owners in the world in one place this April 7th, 8th, and 9th in Dallas, Texas. And I also have a top secret announcement I will be announcing here in the next few days once I get something inked, but I'm pretty excited about something we'll be doing at CBF Live, and I can't wait to share that with everybody. But if you haven't registered, you've got to go to cbflive.com. And thank you, Jeannie. Everyone who is registered for CBF Live, would you please type in right now hashtag I'm going and then to CBF Live 2021. And if you already have registered, make sure you type hashtag I'm going. So everybody will see, well, you're going and you're going and you're going. Why am I not going? And then if you know a friend in the residential cleaning industry that's struggling, you see their posts on other Facebook groups and you see the pain. Oh, yay. Erica Turner is going. Jeannie is going. Brittany is going. All the successful people are going. You guys need to be there and join them. Let's see here. Jeannie Coulon is going. Amy Wynn. So make sure you go and invite somebody that you know is struggling that owns a residential cleaning business. So there's so many people on Facebook that you can just tell they're a startup and they're like, I just saw somebody post the other day that they just started their cleaning business and they had a question. And I'm like, you need to be at CBF Live, right? You're just making it up as you go. It's going to take you 10 years to get anywhere at at that rate, right? The guessing rate. So cbflive.com is where you go. And as soon as I get a coupon code from Diana, which, hey, maybe she has a life and she's not checking her box right now, I will find out. Now, it's probably posted. In fact, somebody else on here, if you would, go check the regular Cleaning Business Profits Facebook group. If you go to the top of the news feed, it'll probably tell you what the coupon code is right now. So I don't want you to pay full price, but even if you do, it's worth every penny. So cbflive.com, April 7th, 8th, and 9th, 3 full days. Our theme is 10X your team. Everybody's struggling to hire. And many of our CBF members reported on Wednesday, well, we came into the Omicron overstaffed. When's the last time you heard a residential cleaning business owner say they were overstaffed, right? Jeannie said they were already in a good position and had plenty of staff when this hit. My office, Tim Ross reported we were already overstaffed, so it's not hurting us nearly as bad as it could be with all the employees out sick. So let's see here. And so when you're registered, type in hashtag I'm going. All right, let's jump into some tips that will help you. And if somebody has a coupon code from the CB Profits group, then you could post that here as well. And then I'll check and see if Diana texts me. Let's see here. Oh, and the other thing is couples who clean. So Coach Jonathan is doing some interviews with couples in the cleaning business. So if it's a husband and wife or two partners running the cleaning business and they're a couple, so life partners, couples who clean that are both in the trenches together in the cleaning industry, they're interviewing our CBF members and some of their accomplishments and achievements and how they work together without killing each other and all that great stuff. So be watching for Coach Jonathan's live broadcast every other week right here in the Cleaning Business Profits group. When he goes live, you're going to love it. He's going to be interviewing different couples from CBF members. All right. So here's a couple of tips I want to share with you. So First of all, I want you to remember that if you were in business 2 years ago during the height of the pandemic, COVID, and you made a lot of pivots, especially if you're in CBF, right? And we had tons of training around how to pivot, messaging, communication, how to grow and thrive during the pandemic instead of just fall apart and close your doors forever. I want you to remember that, and this was one of the tips that Jeannie gave us that I thought was so helpful, is you have a lot of new staff now, especially those CBF members that have grown dramatically. You have a lot of new staff that weren't with you 2 years ago. Don't think that you've said all this stuff once and it all has to be repeated. The new staff haven't heard it. The staff that's been with you a while has forgotten. And the things you communicated during the last pandemic, you need to communicate carefully and strategically and delicately with your current staff because they weren't here necessarily a couple of years ago. The other reminder I gave people is, especially during times of crisis and uncertainty and fear, communicate often. So, if you normally have a team meeting once a week, you probably want to suspend those because you don't want a whole bunch of people congregating in your office for meetings, but you can move it to Zoom and do it once a week and then send out a text communication with them maybe twice a week, right? Just some words of encouragement, reminders to wash their hands before and after starting each job, reminding them if you have reinstated a mask rule, which my company has, remind them to wear their masks in the homes, remind your customers to move to a different room while your staff are there cleaning. And so all these communications need to be regular, often, and crystal clear to set people's minds at ease. Something else I thought of, and this is another case for the CBF way, right? The CBF model is the solo cleaner model is the safest model in the world for our customers and our employees. It is the safest model in the world. Now, back when I started teaching the solo model, and that basically means your maintenance cleans are done by solo cleaners, not by teams of 2 and 3. Unless it's a gigantic castle, but most of us are not serving or servicing. The majority of our homes are not gigantic castles. Those are generally a smaller percentage on our books. But this is just a case for the fact that the solo model is the safest model in the world. And it's important that you remind customers, if you use the solo model, that your company is unique and that you use the solo model for their safety as well as the safety of your employees. And how in a post-pandemic world and a current Omi variant spike, the solo model is further proof and confirmation that this really is the best model in the world. Now, I've been teaching it for years because it is the best model in the world to grow big and grow fast and grow a scalable business that does not require the owner's day-to-day operational impact, right? So it's the easiest model in the world to create a hands-free, self-running maid service. But with all of this, health crises, it's also a reminder that in terms of health and safety, it's the safest model in the world. So make sure you remind customers of that and tell prospects that if that is the model that you use. It's really powerful. And then remind your staff that the work they do is essential. It's really important that people know that what they do matters. And it's a great time to remind your employees that you are essential. You are part of our public health strategic plan to keep the public healthy and safe, right? So remind your cleaners that cleaning is no longer just about making a home look good and smell good, right? Cleaning has taken a gigantic leap forward in the public's eye around the necessity of cleaning. Cleaning is for health as much as it is for peace of mind and quality of life. It's for health. And so remind your employees that they are essential workers. All my employees from the last time have black shirts that say, yep, I'm essential. I think we're going to get more of those for all of our newer employees, just to remind them you matter, you are making a difference, and you are essential. That's a really good feeling. It's a good feeling to know that you're essential and to be recognized as being important and as being a person who matters in the big scheme of things. So make sure you remind them of that. Also, another reminder is to remind your employees to not come to work sick. It doesn't matter if they need the money. Obviously, if you don't have a sick pay or they've used up their sick pay, you need to remind them that they cannot come to work sick. It's really a different day and age. People used to come to work sick all the time, right? But this is not the time to do that. So remind them not to. And you have to insist on it that they go home if they come in coughing and sneezing and blowing their nose and, acting like they're sick. They need to go home. And then my recommendation is, even if you can't afford to pay people to not work, which most of us cannot, and we do not pay them for sick time. But my recommendation is, just for a short period of time, suspend the absence policy for COVID or OMI uh, positive tests and absences that are related, right? So if somebody has to be out for an entire week with the Omicron and they bring back a positive test that they took, then when they're well and they're ready to come back to work, then I would suspend the absent policy so that, if they had a flat tire and didn't come to work, car broke down, or whatever, that's an absence. But if they're sick because of this disease or virus, then I would recommend you not uh, count them absent on your books and, have them worry that they'll lose their job. And then let's see here. I do recommend, I kind of touched on this early on, but I do recommend that you limit the number of people in your office. So a lot of cleaning companies have team cleaning and everybody meets at the office at the beginning of the day. And then quite a few meet at the office at the end of the day as they're turning in equipment and turning in supplies. So that means if your company is larger, you could easily have 10, 15, 20 people all together in your office distributing keys and jobs. And if it's a larger company or a smaller company, could have 4 or 5 or 6 people all at the office every single day. So I do recommend that you suspend any large gatherings. So one way around that is to say everybody needs to stay in their car, and we'll bring the paperwork and the keys out to you, or however you want to handle that. It's very easy to handle with the solo model. It's obviously more difficult with the team cleaning model. Let's see if there's another tip that I was going to share. Well, this is something I just want to remind you of. And especially if you've never come through a crisis like I have, like Jeannie has, like Coach Molly has, and so many other of you business owners. How many of you have gone through the stock market crash, 9/11? How many of you have gone through the pretty severe uh, what's the word I'm trying to think of? The recession. That's the word I was trying to think of. The pretty severe recession back in 2006 through 2008. How many of you were in business during that period of time, right? So the thing to remember is crisis is not forever. It's not forever, and it doesn't have to drag you down. It doesn't have to destroy your business. It doesn't have to take you 10 steps back. In fact, oddly enough, crisis can be your greatest moment in business. Crisis can be your biggest opportunity. My company grew in 2021 more than it's ever grown in one single year in history of our business. In one single year, we grew so significantly. So out of the crisis, the pandemic came extreme growth and opportunity. And there were quite a few maid services around me that closed their doors. They went out of business. We scooped up their customers. We probably hired some of their employees. And so crisis isn't forever unless you make too many errors and give up. It's not forever. And you can turn a crisis into an opportunity. So many of our CBF members gave testimony on Wednesday during our momentum call. We talked about this, that they actually grew through that last pandemic. So many of our cleaning businesses got to $1 million despite the pandemic. That's just insane. And so turn a crisis into an opportunity. Do not let it become the thing that causes you to fail. Don't allow it. Don't permit it. Don't tolerate it. Let's see here. Oh, thank you, Erica. You are the best. I see the coupon code for people to use to save. Do you know how much you save? I think you're going to save $200 or $300. So use coupon code New Year 200. Oh, well, $200. New Year 200. That's the coupon code. Thank you, Erica. Coupon code. Let me just pop that up here. Coupon code New Year 200 is how you take $200 off of CBF Live in April 7th, 8th, and 9th. You'll fly in on a Wednesday or drive in. We're staying at the most beautiful Omni resort and hotel in Las Colinas, which is like 20 minutes from Dallas. We're about 15 minutes from DFW Airport. You could almost throw a stone there. DFW Airport. We've got the most gorgeous hotel. It's you'll feel like you're on vacation, even though it's a write-off for you and it's a business event. And you've got to come. Just don't be left out. So cbflive.com. Go get registered now. I want to see who's registered. And once you registered, you jump back out on CB Profits and just type in hashtag I'm going. I don't know why I've never come before, but I'm heading to Dallas in April. And so use coupon code New Year 200. New Year 200, cbflive.com. All right. See, look at that. Another, probably a CBF member. It doesn't show their name, but probably a CBF member, currently overstaffed. I'd be willing to bet that's a CBF member. I could be wrong. And then let's see, who is this? Jeannie says, join me at CBF Live, coupon code New Year 200. Thank you, Jeannie. Thank you, Erica, for going and snagging that. I didn't think to grab that before I jumped on here live. All right. Brittany is another one. See, these are CBF members. Brittany is another one. We are overstaffed. Isn't that amazing? So once you have the tools and the strategies to attract the right people, once you have the tools and the strategies to ensure they don't want to leave, they don't want to quit, then all your hiring efforts, even when it's difficult, I get it. This is one of the most difficult times for hiring. All your hiring efforts don't go down the tubes because you did hire 2 or 3 people, but they're quitting already, right? So look at that. Catherine, Tawny, hashtag I'm going. Thank you, Catherine. And so a lot of our CBF members actually are overstaffed. Now, I'm not saying all of them are. Some of them aren't. They did leave themselves a little bit vulnerable. But yeah, hashtag be smart, Amy. I love that. But you can turn a crisis into an opportunity. You just have to stay staffed up. You have to have the right business model where people actually want to work for you instead of keep quitting. Here we go again. Hashtag I'm going to CBF Live 2022. I love it. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. I'm not sure who. Oh, Lynn Starr or Star Lynn Schuler says, stop procrastinating. In other words, go to cbflive.com and use your coupon code, take your $200 off and get registered now. Stop procrastinating. Eric's going, Brittany's going, Jeannie's going. Look, all the smart people are going. So you need to join them because you know you're smart too. All right. Thank you so much, Jeannie and Erica, for posting that. I'm going to sign off. I hope just sharing some of these tips tonight help you grow and thrive through this new spike, this new variant, instead of go backwards, because we're here to help. And the theme for CBF Live this year in April is 10X your team. We're going to work our heads off to blow your mind with more information you ever thought you could get in a 3-day training event specific for residential cleaning business owners. I see Dawn Winter. Let's see here. Dawn Winter says, we are going and overstaffed. Dawn, I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you. I can't believe how far you guys have come in what, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years, probably been 2 years now since joining CBF. I am so impressed. You and John are just, you're crushing it. That is music to my ears. So proud of all of you guys. So, all right, guys. So I'm going to sign off. I might be able to talk my husband into pouring me a little more wine. And CBF pros, our coaches, we're going to do a coaches clinic next week here in Dallas. And then our advanced group, our CBF pros, are all going to be here on Thursday coming to my house for a party, a meet and greet party for our new season of the CBF Pros 2022. And then we're all going to be together on Friday and train all day for our advanced CBF Pros full day field trip workshop. So I can't wait till next week. We're going to have so much fun. And hey, there's Beth Eldridge. Can't wait to see you, my dear. And Beth, you might not have heard me on the front end, but you and Walter were fantastic on that. I believe it was the very first call with Jonathan Cromwell doing live interviews, live broadcasts from the CB Profits group. And you and Walter were just so refreshing to hear you both. I wanted to hear more of you. You guys were so good. Can't wait to connect with you at CBF Live and keep up the good work. Beth is one of those people that experienced the most unbelievable extreme growth maybe I've ever seen. And she came into CBF already a powerhouse, already a successful businesswoman, but still not having her business where she wanted it to be, where she knew it could be. She joined CBF without hesitation. She and Walter have been building their empire and have already gotten that business to $1 million. It's like, you blow my mind. $1 million. Do you know how many years people take to get to $1 million? And I heard her story. It took her 14 years to get to $500,000, which is pretty incredible right there in and of itself. That's some pretty hard work and pretty smart stuff. But it took her 14 years to get to $500,000. She joined CBF, and in 1 year she gets to $1 million. That couple is going to take that business to $2 million. I have no doubt. So anyway, we have some amazing CBF members. You're going to hear some of their stories. Yeah, Kathy says, Beth, that's amazing. You're going to hear some of their stories at CBF Live. You're going to be inspired. You're going to get deep teaching, none of this fluff crap that you get, other places. Not in the residential industry, but in other conferences, there's so much fluff and selling from the stage. You're going to get deep content. You're going to have a blast. We have so much fun. It's insane. It's probably should be illegal. And you're going to get incredible inspiration and create new connections with people that you'll be friends for life. So we are in an incredible industry. Thank you, Beth. She says many thanks to CBF. All right, guys, I am going to sign off now. We will see you at CBF Live. Go use your New Year 200 coupon code to take $200 off of cbflive.com. See you guys there, and I'll be going live again soon. Take care, everybody. Have a great night, and stay well, stay healthy, and keep your business thriving.